Who is Neil Ferguson? I asked about 5 people today, and nobody knew. Don't feel bad if you don't. Most people don't have a clue who he is. Even though Neil Ferguson could be described as the man who locked down the world. No, he didn't cause the virus to happen, and one man couldn't lock down the world by himself. But it is his model and his prediction that did indeed lock down the world. So I thought I'd explain who he is. He was, until recently, Vice Dean of Academic Development at the Imperial College of London. On March 16th of 2020, he presented a mortality model for COVID-19 that was accepted by the world. 2.2 million Americans would die, and more than 500,000 Brits would die without an 18-month lockdown. On March 25th, he revised that prediction down to 20,000 deaths in the UK. But regardless, the first global lockdown in history had begun. Ferguson's first model was accepted as the basis for global response by Anthony Fauci, Deborah Birx, the CDC, World Health Organization, and governments around the world. Neil Ferguson resigned from Imperial College on May 6th of 2020, after it was discovered that he broke the curfew of his own design to visit a married lover. This was apparently more of a disgrace than his first death toll estimate, 25 times larger than his revised estimate. Which begs the question, would the world have locked down based on his second estimate alone? And why are governments ignoring this revised model? Especially considering that 17,000 people die every year in the UK from seasonal flu. Meanwhile, in the developing world, the United Nations has predicted that 130 million people will starve by the end of 2020 as a result of the lockdown, not as a direct result of COVID-19. Which begs another question. Did the World Health Organization expect this? If so, they decided to kill far more people in the developing world than the worst projections for the developed world. On the other hand, if the World Health Organization didn't foresee massive death tolls in poor countries, then we should admit that centralized global healthcare is a catastrophic failure. Meanwhile, in Sweden, which did not lock down, death tolls are about the same as other countries which did lock down. So now you know who Neil Ferguson is. But obviously, and as I said, one person can't lock down the world by himself. So to understand the other agents and agencies involved, you need the big picture. To be specific, you need this big picture, literally. A giant poster that maps global agents, agencies, conflicts of interest, statistics, funding, predictions, models, and consequences pertaining to COVID-19 and the global lockdown of 2020. Feel free to download it from the link in the video description, share, and enjoy. And ask someone you know if they know who Neil Ferguson is.